so spring has sprung here in the Bay Area, which is nice. It's beautiful seeing all the wildflowers and everything, but this is our coldest time of year. Super windy, super cold, and that means really difficult for plein air painting and difficult for surfing. So I'm gonna head down to Santa Cruz and look for some like warmer, more sheltered areas, try to get a surf and try to paint. Okay, so I had to return to Taqueria de la Hacienda. And one thing I gotta say in there, they're so nice in there, really efficient. But anyway, I was looking at the artwork on the wall. That's another thing I like about taquerias. A lot of times they have real paintings. And so there were 2 paintings, I got talking to the guy. There are 2 paintings that were actually in the place when they bought it. And then there are 2 other paintings that they bought from a painter in Tijuana. All the paintings in there are real. Very cool. All right, so now, this is my second burrito. The first one was awesome. Let's see how this is. Whole beans, avocado, rice, and cheese. Love how they brown up that tortilla too. And literally, the cheapest was $6.20. How's it even possible? So good. Taqueria de la Hacienda in Santa Cruz. Check it out. So the tide is coming in quickly, which means I've got to work fast. I think I'm going to do a 12 by 16 of some waves and maybe the shallow water, but I'm just going to set up and go for it. All right, so it's pretty bright out here, but I managed to find a spot in the shade of this cliff here. So I'm going to be working on a 12 by 16 inch panel. I've got my usual palette of colors. I am using Liquin. So I got some new brushes today. I've got a natural bristle number 8 and a synthetic bristle number 6, and both of these are flats. I think I might actually make something of this bit of land here and then try to get some glare on the waves out there, but it's going to change really quickly. The water's coming in so fast. All right, so there's a quick sketch, and the values are all way too light. I'm gonna start reinforcing darks, but I do kind of like the pattern of these rocks here, although they're disappearing, so I've got to work really quickly. And also I've moved some land over into the picture. I mean, it's actually way over here, but I thought that could be nice to have some of the land here. Like I said, tide is coming in, so as you can see already, those little bits of, you know, reef there are disappearing. So this turned out to be a nice little spot, you know, shady and protected, but now the tide is coming in, so I gotta get out of here. Let's go back to the studio and take a look at what I came up with. Okay, so here's the finished product, and I used one brush for this whole painting, a number 4 synthetic flat. You can kind of see that the brush strokes are all about the same size, and I think that was the perfect size brush for this panel. You know, this is 12 by 16. And I needed a brush that was small enough that I could kind of pick away at these shapes here. As far as the arrangement of rocks here, I kind of copied what was there. I did add these angular shadows, or I kind of accentuated those, and I wish I had more of those maybe out here because it kind of leads the eye in. I was trying to get a feeling of, you know, this water in here was really shallow, and then it had a sandy bottom. So the water was definitely much warmer, with little areas of purple where there were rocks. Also 2 little reflections of sky on top. Very difficult to get that feeling wet, but I think it kind of works, you know? It kind of, you know, does read as shallow water. There was interesting color in the water. The waves, these little shallow waves in the middle here, they're kind of a nice purple color. And I'm not sure why that is. Maybe because of kelp or something in the water. And then it went to like these nice sort of emerald green and then out to blue. One thing I like to do with my breaking waves is have, you know, reflections of the white water in the flat water. It makes it look like the water is wet when you have those reflections. Also, I like to soften the top of the waves because there's always a bit of spray on the top of the waves. So if it's kind of a hard edge, it doesn't look natural, or it doesn't look like there's motion. I do like that there's areas of thick and thin. Some of these scrubbed in areas here are transparent, and then there's areas of thick, obviously the white water, but there's some thicker yellow ochreish color on the top of these rocks or this reef. So overall, it was kind of a rushed painting, but and I've never tried painting this sort of thing before, so I'm actually happy with it. I think it looks pretty good. And I'd like to actually paint there again and try this subject again. Anyway, as usual, I'll live with it for a while and, you know, see if it needs any touch-ups. But that's it. So let's head back to the beach. All right, so I'm so glad I came down here. The weather's so much better, and the surf is way better too, although a bit crowded. But it was cool to finally surf Pleasure Point. It's kind of a famous spot. It was nice to get out there, break the ice, and I look forward to surfing here again soon. But anyway, as usual, thanks for hanging out, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you'd like to see some extra videos and help support the channel, keep me making these videos, there's a Patreon link down below. Other than that, stay creative. I'll see you guys in the next video.